Hi. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the My Lead System Pro Tuesday Night Hangout. My name is Bert Bledsoe, and I'm calling this tonight the Holiday Hangout. So, for many of you in the U.S. and really all around the world, there's a lot of different holiday celebrations going on right now. And so, I thought, what better than to name this hangout the Holiday Hangout. And before we get started, I want to say hello to a bunch of people that I see over in the chat area and want everyone to get situated. I'm going to tell a couple stories tonight, and I'm going to tell you guys a few tips that you can use in your marketing. Simple, easy techniques, easy methods that you can put into your marketing to get massive exposure, to get branding that can reach all across the globe. So, first of all, let me say hello and welcome to a few people. I see Whitman, Jesus, and Shannon, Tracy, and Craig, and Diane, Diamantina, I see you, and Monica, what's up? Alan, Pablo, what's up? David, Brenda, and Chris, what's up? Chris, hey, I got your message. I replied back to you, buddy. What's up? Leanne, what's up with you? I see you, and Zach, and George. Wow, there's a lot of people popping on. Mina, Paulo Kabai, out in New York. What's up, Mina? Larry Ryan, what's up? Elizabeth Summers. Hello, Elizabeth. Debbie Deerdorf is here. Mr. Heath LeBox, I see him over there. Wow, all right. Everyone is going crazy. Shannon, Zach. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome. As many of you know, by now, this happens every single Tuesday for My Lead System Pro. And I think next week, I'm not sure, next week's Tuesday night hangout will be the last hangout there of the entire year. Oh, there, now the lighting's working. I did my holiday, you can barely, sometimes the camera is not showing it, guys, so if you can see, I did holiday white for my beard for everyone, for my little elf outfit, and I thought, why not do a little bit of marketing and talk about some giving? So first, I just wanted to do a little bit of housekeeping and touch base with everyone so that you know that this happens every single Tuesday night. You can come. My Lead System Pro hosts the webinar, and there's different leaders that are on here hosting and presenting for you in this pure value. There's no sales happening, right? There's no hidden agenda other than one or two, and sometimes a panel of people joining in and sharing what they've learned here inside of My Lead System Pro and about marketing, networking online, and sharing that with other people. So that's what we're going to do here tonight. Super excited to do so. So I want to do a little bit of background, just a little tiny bit of background, because there's so many people here tonight that there may be some people on here that are like, hey, who's the goofy guy with the white beard in the elf hat and the Santa shirt that's going crazy tonight, right? Who's this guy that's going to be sharing with us, and why is he sharing with us? What gives him the qualifications to share with us? So I want to share just a few things about myself with you tonight, and then we'll get right into it, and we'll really talk about a couple key points that you can use in your marketing to allow yourself to get better results, to allow yourself to achieve the results that you desire. So, a little bit about myself. Not too long ago, about 2 years ago right now at this time of the year, I was looking for a solution. I had been a part of a network marketing company, and in that experience, I had a little bit of positive experience. I had made some sales. I got a few reps. I qualified for a contest in my company, and I got really excited, and I put in my notice at my job. I thought, man, I could totally do this. And not too long after that, I realized that I was struggling to find people for my business. I had tapped out my warm market. I didn't know what to do, and I was kind of struggling to find leads for people to join my opportunity, for people to talk to. I happened to stumble across a few blog posts by Mr. Rob Four. Many of you guys know Rob, or you worked with Rob, and Rob is just an absolute genius, just an incredible marketer. And I came across some of his content, and he was talking about this marketing platform that he was using at the time. And so that's how I was introduced to the My Lead System Pro platform. That's how I became a member of My Lead System Pro, is by being referred here by Rob Four. And I started to do some training, and I started to show up to webinars just like this one. So if you're here right now for the first time, and this is the very first webinar, this is the first hangout that you've been with, then good evening and welcome. I want to welcome you to something very exciting, something that could possibly be the difference in what 2015 looks like for you and your family. I can tell you that when I sat in front of my computer not too long ago, and I was sitting on a webinar, and I was listening to other leaders that came before me talk about the experience that they had had by simply following some instructions, by doing some actions that others had done before them, they had got some really amazing results. Now, of course, you know, I'm going to tell you guys, you know, maybe your results are going to be different than mine, and mine are definitely different than other people's. You know, it has a lot to do with what you're willing to do and what you're willing to put in. So don't let my results turn you either way, right? Let your results speak for themselves. So what does that take? Well, it takes some action, and that's what I saw happening over here at My Lead System Pro. I saw all these people that were taking action and getting results. So what I simply did was jumped in, and I started taking the actions, and I started to get results. In the beginning, the results were small, and there were a lot of action for a little bit of results. But over time, the opposite has come true. Because of My Lead System Pro, I've had phenomenal results in my business. And guys, I want to tell you guys this, not because I want to brag, not because I want to tell you about all this cool stuff. The reason I'm sharing this is because I know there's someone here tonight. I know because there's names over in the chat that there's a few of you that I've never met before. There's people here that maybe this is your very first time coming in contact with me. They've never friended. I've never met them over on Facebook, right? So go over and say hi on Facebook. Go meet me. I'm telling you this so that you know why I'm over here tonight sharing with you, because I've gotten some results, and I've gotten those results because of using the skills that I've learned right here inside of My Lead System Pro. Because of My Lead System Pro, I was able to become a top enroller, the top enroller in an opportunity in a company. In my company, I was the top enroller. I was able to do that because of what I've learned here in My Lead System Pro. Because of that, I've been able to win multiple different affiliate contests. This past summer, I won a MacBook Air. I'm coming to you from that right now. I'm using that prize right now. I won a GoPro this summer. I won an Apple TV. I was invited by My Lead System Pro to come and speak on stage at a live event. I won another contest where a top earner, and actually a top earner, a leader in this same space, Diane Hockman, I won a contest. She did a video contest. I won. She came out and spent the weekend here. So all of those things that I won, all of those prizes, those are just tokens, right? Those are just the symbol of the results, right? Because on the back end, there was a lot of other results, some really awesome positive results. Like when I won this MacBook Air, in addition to that prize, there were a lot of people that got to get the exact same and even better training that I got, that catapulted my business, this 100-day challenge that I took, right? In addition to that, sales were made, so I made some additional income. The people that produced the training, Justice and Adam, made some income. The platform itself did. New members came. All kinds of people benefited. So that's what My Lead System Pro has done for me. From then, it's catapulted it's rocketed my business. It's allowed me to go on to produce a daily coaching program. In addition to that, to creating our own community within itself, to offer private coaching, right? To be able to branch out my business and do multiple different things, to partner with other people into other joint ventures, to be able to partner with other top marketers and have first inside track and information on other marketing events. These are the things that start occurring when you start to take the actions in the directions that are given inside of My Lead System Pro. It's just that simple. This is exactly where I came to learn them, and guess what? You're right here. That's what's so exciting. You're right here at a time right now where there's some exciting things happening, right? With this new funnelizer, think about how much faster you're going to be able to build. Think about how much faster you're going to be able to go by not getting caught up in technical challenges, by not getting slowed down, getting caught in the mud pit of I don't know how to do this and what's over here and how do I build this and how do I do that. So I've given you guys, I'm just looking over in the chat really quick. Hello, hello, awesome, 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 awesome. Okay, so I've given you guys a good idea of who I am, right? And before that, before MLSP, before I found marketing online, before when I just was doing that multi-level marketing, that one business opportunity, I was doing that through my company. Okay, so it wasn't like I was a network marketer before. It wasn't like I had massive experience. So I want you guys to know that it's possible for you. If you're here right now tonight and you're looking to try to build your opportunity, maybe you're trying to build a home-based business. You already have an opportunity and you're trying to build that. Maybe you're trying to figure out what that opportunity is going to be. Maybe you're the opportunity and you're trying to figure out how you can build a brand for yourself. Well, that's what we're going to get into in just a few moments here. We're going to get into massive exposure, gaining leverage in your business, and doing that by giving. So I want you guys, what's up, what's up? Hey, Willie and Daria, good to see you. Good to see everyone over there. Awesome, awesome. I didn't see you guys popping in. Alan, what's up? George, what's up, what's up? Hey, guys, awesome. So I want you guys to grab a pencil and paper. I want you to grab a cup of cocoa, grab an eggnog, get ready, because what we're going to do is we're going to dive into what it really looks like to build your brand, what it really looks like to start building your business, and how you can start to do that by using this idea, this principle, and this spirit of giving. I want to show you how you can use some very simple concepts, some very simple principles to catapult your business, to rocket your results, really, to literally catapult yourself steps and steps and steps ahead of other people that you're competing with. And you saw me do the air quotes. So tell me if you're ready over in the chat. Awesome. Hey, hey. What's up? Awesome. So tell me if you're ready over in the chat. Go ahead and let me know, because I want to make sure that we're all on board here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over a couple of points, and I'm going to walk you through what this looks like and how you can start to do this no matter what your business is, no matter what your model is. And I'm going to go ahead right now, and I'm going to check the Q&A. I'm going to go ahead and enable the Q&A for you guys, so that you guys, if you have any questions as we're going along, you can go ahead and type them into the Q&A. Awesome. Okay, thank you guys for responding. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so this whole idea that this spirit of giving. Okay, I want to break this down, and I want you guys to be able to think about what we're really talking about when we're talking about the spirit of giving and this idea and how we're implementing it into our marketing. Because essentially in your marketing, in building your business, whatever it is, whether you're building an opportunity, whether you're building a small business and you're bringing it online to start marketing it online to get more exposure, ultimately at some point the end goal is to generate more revenue. So if we're talking about giving, then a lot of people right off the bat are get confused. They start to see these contradiction. Well, if we're giving, then how are we going to be making any money? Very valid question. If we're giving, how are we going to make any money? Okay? We're going to examine that. We're going to look at how far can we push this boundary of giving until we ask for something in return. So where is that line? Where is that line between what we give and where we start to begin to ask? Well, I would propose to each and every one of you that that line that is in between not only isn't invisible, but what if that line actually didn't exist? And if it did exist, what if it existed at a time that was in the past? And what I mean by that is, what if that line, what if that difference started a long time before we were really paying attention to what it is that we were doing, before we were thinking about even marketing? Ron, that's a great question. Okay, so Ron, that's a great question. Right now it's in beta, and so it's only offered to specific people that got a part of another opportunity. So it will be available later, Ron. I'm not sure at what level that it's going to be for you there. So guys, over in the Q&A too, that is the place. If you want to do a question, go over and just hit the little question mark and then go over and ask it there, because sometimes the chat goes so fast when you guys are chatting that I can't read all of it to get back to it, so I might not even see the question. So simply just go put it over where the little question mark is. It actually flashes for me and it lets me know that we have a question. So we're talking about this fine line between when we're giving and when we want to start asking for something back in return. So what I want to propose, and when I made that reference to what if that begins all the way in the past, what if that's already happened? What if you simply started the entire, everything started off, the relationships that you were building with other human beings started off just as that, as a relationship. And whether you're doing a model in your business where it's more automated and you're using automated tools, and it's more it's on a different scale, right? You're sending out mass emails, you're talking to a cold market, you're still building some type of a relationship with them in the communications that you're sending. So what if that beginning of that relationship started on a concept of service rather than sales? When that happens, then all of a sudden everything in that follows then looks totally different. So if you're going to make a sale, everything that happens, right, if that's the initial relationship, if that's the initial contact, then everything that follows that is going to be part of that process. If the initial building of the relationship is simply to build the relationship, to gain someone's trust, to share in knowledge, right? To get them to know, like, and trust you. Then you can sell later. Then all of a sudden you extend this whole entire process out and you offer yourself a better opportunity. So I want you to look at that and think about that. Okay, maybe I'm looking at it from the beginning of the entire process from the wrong mindset. And I'm not saying that that you are. I'm saying this is an opportunity for you to examine in your business and in your model and what you're doing if this applies to you. And and take the portions of tonight that apply to you and start plugging them in where they fit. These are like Christmas ornaments that we're going to be talking about tonight, guys. Tonight it's like we're going to be talking about like a figurative Christmas tree, and we're going to talk about all these different ornaments, right? A couple different ornaments and different ways that you could decorate the tree. Well, you get to pick how you want to decorate your tree. You get to pick what kind of tree. You want a live tree or a fake tree, right? You get to pick in your marketing. Do you want to do paid advertising or do you want to use non-paid, free and low-cost strategies? right? Do you want to have a Douglas fir, or do you want to have a blue spruce? What kind of tree do you want, right? Do you want it to just be a regular tree, or did you want it to be a flocked tree, the kind that has where it looks like it's been painted white, like snow is upon it? In your marketing, do you want to do blogs because you're a great writer, or do you prefer to do video because you would rather be on video? You see, these are the things that you get to choose in your marketing. So let's go over. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna read a couple questions, guys. I'm gonna see if they pertain to what we're talking about, and then I want to extrapolate on what we've already been talking about. You can ask a question anytime. Just go ahead and type it up in the Q&A. That's it. You can ask a question anytime, just like you just did there. Um, Mine is when you give until you get them to. I don't get it, Alan. I didn't get your comment. And um, so, Chris, you asked a good question. I'm not sure right now is the greatest time to answer that specific question because we're not talking about that specifically tonight, but um, that might be something that you want to ask like um, in the community, or you might want to just reach out to a bunch of different people and ask them. You know, you can go to some really like big marketers and look at what they're doing and how they make those types of decisions. So that's just one way. I don't want to go into like the specifics of that specific question tonight. Let's look over here. Um, okay, so I want to take this idea and say, okay, so now we know that there's this line, this imaginary line that we've created. So if we don't address it in the beginning, let's say that it does exist. So we don't want to cross over and give so much away for free that we have nothing for sale, right? But we want to be able to give value away. So my analogy and the thing that I've told so many people about this concept of giving, and really it's just a heart of service. Do you have a heart of service? And I hear so many of you talk about wanting to help other people, right? And you can raise your hand right now, and you can click it on the computer, raise your hand, or you can like put little hearts in the chat, or a happy face, or a happy heart, or something like that. If part of when people ask you what's your why, if part of when people ask, you know, what's your motivating factor, all of these different concepts, these questions that you've heard, if when you hear that question, part of your reply is, I want to help other people, then guess what? You're right on point. You're right there with that heart of service. And what if I can show you how to use that heart of service so that you can help others, you can be of service. Excuse me, one sec. So you can be of service to those people, and that you could also prosper. You could also build a business by doing those exact things. Would that be of value? All right, there's to go some hearts and happy faces. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, good, good, good. All right, let's see. All right. Um, okay, that's great. Okay, so here's a good question. How much value can you give before receiving anything, and how do you stay motivated to keep giving value? Okay, so okay, so there's a lot of different schools of thought on this, on how much you can give away. Some people say you don't give anything away, you charge for everything. Some people say, give this much up, and some people say give this, give away 20%, and then on the other 80, right? There's all these different like formulas and breakdowns, and there's a lot of different ideas. And I'm not saying that anyone else's idea is incorrect or is not valid. I'm going to give you what my experience is. In my experience in the beginning, George, my experience was that I gave and I gave and I gave until I had nothing left to give, and I did it for pennies. And this is why. I knew that if I kept on doing that, that at some point, and this is it, this was the magic, guys. This is the part where you're like, wow, is that real? How did you go from being that guy that quit his job, living in the house with your fiance, broke, right, with no job, and thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to go and I'm going to make money in my computer, and not making money in the beginning, right, and struggling and trying to figure it out. How do you go from being that guy to be the guy on the webinar? How do you get to be the guy that's hosting the webinar? How do you get to be the gal on Wednesday night that gets to be on the MLSP webinar and gets to host the morning calls? What do you have to do that? What's required to do that? What's required to get to the next pin level in your company? What's required to go get the award or to speak on stage? What's required to get to that next stage in fitness in your life? What's required is just a couple simple actions, right? When it comes right down to it, it's just taking a few simple actions. So, George's question, great question, right? How much value can you give before receiving anything, and how do you stay motivated to keep giving value? So I answered the second part first. How do I stay motivated to keep giving value? Well, I don't. The way I stay getting motivated is I stay active, and there's new people coming into the home-based business industry. There's new people looking for help on how to market. There's new people looking how to generate leads and how to get more exposure for their company. There's people learning wanting to learn how to create a warm market. There's people learning how to use an autoresponder, how to use video in marketing. There's all types of people coming on board every single day trying to learn new things. That's what keeps you motivated. The motivation is because guess what? There's a never-ending supply of other people looking for information. Excuse me. So that's the motivated part. And the other part is I just watch other people. I'm watching so many other people have success in building a home-based business that it motivates me to want to do more, to help more people, right? So that I can have more freedom and I can help more people. That's it. That's the bottom line. Now, how much value can you give before receiving? Okay, this is the arguing point. This is the point where you're going to get, like, all kinds of different opinions. Here's my honest, like, straight from the hip answer. You can give as much value before receiving anything until you finally realize what you're worth. You can give as much value as you can afford to give until you realize what you're worth. When I started out, when I finally figured out that I was worth something, I was worth $47 on a one-time shot, and I would show you how to do something. I would show you how to instantaneously, right? If you came to this webinar, I would give you a tool and I set it all up for you on the front end, and I would rank a video for someone instantaneously for a specific keyword, right, in their niche. That was the first time that I realized that I had value, and I made a webinar like this, like a hangout, and I charged $47 for it. Up until that time that I did that webinar, I helped so many people shoot videos and showed them all kinds of stuff that I had learned. And in that time, I was telling people about things like Tube Traffic Mojo, the original video product where I had learned how to do videos and rank videos. Right? It was one of my original marketing strategies that I learned. So I was learning all kinds of things there, and I wasn't going through module by module giving everything away and telling people, but there was little things I'd learned, and I would tell people, hey, did you know that you could do this? Hey, do you know that you do that? People would be like, hey, I'm on the first page of Google. for this keyword, and I would go look it up and I wouldn't see them, and I would like, then you could tell people like, hey, did you know that if you're logged into your Gmail account, the results that you get back are different because you're logged in? So Google is like basing it off of you and your profile, your Google profile? Oh no, okay. So I was giving out all kinds of that value until one day I was having a conversation and realized, hey, I could charge for this webinar that I'm going to have. After that, subsequently, I started doing little tiny little consulting calls, like one-on-one mini consults, and I started at like $27. Right? Check this out. How much value can you give before receiving anything? You could give an hour-and-a-half video. That's an absolutely free video. That's a training video on Instagram. So do you see? And then on the back end, give them an offer. You could give them a whole bunch of value on the front end, and then ask them for a small ticket item, like a $7 item, like get prospects to buy, something like that. So you get to decide. You give as much value as you can afford to give until you realize what you're worth. So I hope that that answers that question. Let me see. Okay, so I have a question. If you've helped them in the past, then they feel you are still helping them when you're selling them. It is a tool. Your brand will sell to help, right? Yes, relationship is king. Yes, I believe the relationship is king, and that's absolutely correct. Imagine this. Imagine how much easier it is if Sally comes to you, or you see Sally, either way, and she's having trouble with sending her emails. She's talking about how they're always getting blocked. And you simply go and show her, hey, Sally, did you know that over here at My Lead System Pro, they have this automatic email, an autoresponder that's built into their marketing platform? And you can get a trial of that right now for $9.99 and check it out. Boom. Right? If you're doing that, then that doesn't seem as salesy. Check this out. What if there's someone that's having a problem with their email, and you just go, hey, what's the problem with your email? And they're like, oh, I can't do this and this. And you say, oh, maybe they're having a specific problem. Hey, I can't send my email. It keeps on getting marked as spam, this, and this. What if you simply just said, hey, have you ever heard of an autoresponder? Oh yeah, I've heard of it, this and that. Well, if I could show you how to use it, would that be more valuable to you? Because I could show you, I could walk you through how to use one. And then you could give them an option. If you're helping people over here, when they're looking over here for something, they're probably going to come over and ask you, right? If every day you're answering people's question about the fruits, right, and apples and pears and bananas, and questions about cantaloupes and watermelons, and when do the strawberries come in, and how ripe are the blackberries, right? Guess what? When they're next door looking at celery and carrots and produce, and they have a question, who are they going to come to? Probably you. Why? Because you were telling them about all this other stuff. It was right in the same family of products. There's a good chance that they're going to come to you for that same help. So that's absolutely correct. Great question. Hope I answered that one. Let's go. Okay, got that one. Got that one. Okay. So now I want to talk about my specific strategy and how you can use this strategy and start implementing this, give this value away. What if you simply started sharing every single thing that you're learning? See, one of the questions that I get all the time is, and we got this question kind of today, how do you stay motivated to keep on giving, right? How do you stay in that service mode? How do you keep on serving? How are you able to come up with content? Well, it's super simple, guys. All you're doing is sharing what you're doing, right? Check this out. if you're doing something that's great for your business, you would want to share it with other people that are doing a business similar to yours. That's obvious. That's it. It's just that simple. So instead of going into everything thinking, I'm going to go sell this, I'm going to get 58 memberships of this, I'm going to go do this, simply think about it just like you think of the rest of your life. Make it a part of your life that you truly want to share. If you're truly using it and incorporating it, then giving it away and making it just that simple of sharing with other people becomes super simple, and it's super attractive. Using that type of attraction marketing is super attractive because everyone likes to receive. So when you're giving away, people love to receive, right? On Christmas morning, yes, everyone. I'm not going to argue with anyone saying that it's not fun. I'm a parent myself. I love to watch my son open gifts, especially something that I know he's going to like. I love to watch the expression on his face, everything. On the other side of that, I like to get a good gift too. I love to receive. I like to rip the paper open and wonder what it is, and you feel how heavy it is. What could it be? Like a model rocket that's going to like shoot up into the ionosphere? Maybe it's like walkie-talkies, right? Maybe it's a Stretch Armstrong, or it's a new Hungry Hungry Hippos. You're like, cha-da-da-da, because sometimes you got to get a new Hungry Hungry Hippo game. I mean, if you guys are my age, you know from back in the day, right? Like those Hungry Hungry Hippos, that got serious. Okay, you gotta update your games. All right, I'm going back to questions, guys. I went off for a little bit there. Let's see who's over here. Whew. All right, let's see. Okay, so someone says, can you disqualify a prospect from helping them? I have people asking for a lot of content on a particular area but never listen. What's your best advice? Okay, so George, I'm not sure how you how you're building relationships with people and what method, but this is what I would say to that. Having built a relationship with someone, first off, if I had someone that was asking for a lot of content on a specific subject, first of all, I would make sure that they were on my marketing list, meaning that they were on my email list so that I could communicate to them regularly. That would be the very first prerequisite. The second thing was I would most likely be pointing them to already made content, i.e. sending them to your blog or to your YouTube channel in some way, pointing them to a spot where you have quote-unquote digital real estate so that you can send them to a training or send them to a resource so that you're not actually taking up your actual time in real time, like in the moment. Have them go do that on their time, and that's it. That's where I would direct them. If they wanted more than that, if they wanted to discuss those questions on a level past what I had already provided them at that free level, at that base level, that's a great place. This is a great question that gives that example of where that line is. We'll use yourself and myself here, George, in this example. You asked me this question. Hey, that's a great question, George. What I would suggest you do is go over to my YouTube channel, check out videos on this playlist, and that will tell you exactly what you want to see. If you have any other questions about that specific stuff, make sure to check out my blog, check out these other places I have, and as always, if you want to get me on another level, you can you can connect with me by doing A, B, or C. And that's, joining at this level or the blue star level or the triple, sparkly person level, right? So then that's the moment where you can now cross that line from marketed to and prospect to and free to now, hey, now I'm asking for something. Why? Well, because you've already exhausted what you're giving and what you're willing to give for free. Now you've realized at that point, and you're realizing, hey, I have a value here. My time is more value than just giving, has more value than just giving it away to you absolutely for free. So that's a great question. Okay, so someone's asking a strategy. Could you describe a strategy using MLSP with unpaid methods working up to paid methods? Sure. I think a free strategy. And let me come over to the chat. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. An unpaid method is one that I just described, where you are just simply putting someone onto your newsletter. Let's use social media. There's a number of different social media channels that you could use, from Vine all the way to Google Plus, right, to the standard Facebook. There's all kinds of different social media platforms where you can just go out and meet individuals, have a conversation, and then get them on your newsletter. Simply provide them solutions, answers to questions that they may have in their business and in their marketing by incorporating them onto your newsletter. And guys, when I say newsletter, it just means your email list, right? It's just that simple. So that would be that's a non-paid strategy, right? Instagram, another, yeah, there's a great one, George. There's so many free platforms out there. Craigslist, like, guys, you could go on and on and on and on. There's all kinds of methods that work, right? There's all kinds of methods that work. I know people that are using all of the different social media platforms and getting results. That's a reality. If you want to use Facebook, you can use that platform. It works. If you want to use YouTube, you can use that platform. It works. If you want to use Instagram, it works. Twitter works as well. Right? You can use any one of them. They all have strategies. So George and Elizabeth are talking about they love the Instagram over in the chat. See? So you're going to find there's other people that'll tell you, myself, I love to use Facebook. Why? There's like 1 billion people over there. Now, this is the great part. If you start to use those non-paid strategies, that literally using networking skills and using them in these social media platforms to build your list, to build your quote-unquote database of individuals to contact, okay? If you think about it that way, right? If that resonates better with you, for me saying it that way better, if you create a list, okay, of individuals that now you've gotten permission to communicate with, to contact them, now you can start to put offers in front of them. Now that, in addition to showing value and to showing the free stuff, you can now say, hey, come over to this webinar where maybe there's some Instagram training and there's an Instagram product being sold, or a webinar platform, right? Now you can start sprinkling in the things that you have, your offers can start to be melded in with what you're trying to share. With all the free content that you're sharing, you're now saying, hey, by the way, hey, I'm giving you all this for free, and if you want to check out the resources and get them right where I'm getting them, they're right over here. So by doing that and building that team, by building that list on a non-paid strategy, what happens is you're able to now put those offers in front of people. When you do that and you've built relationships and you have real people that are now giving you that permission to communicate with, you actually make sales. By making sales, you now are generating money. By generating sales and money, you can start generating a profit. Once you start generating a profit, then you can start transitioning and scaling your business and doing one of two things. You can scale up what you were doing already, and in addition, you can start now adding paid strategies. And don't even get me started. There's so many different paid strategies. Just literally go into your back office of MLSP and look at all the different strategies there is back there. Guys, you can do everything from what? YouTube ads and Facebook ads and tweet ads and solo ads. And I mean, guys, it's an endless supply of different ways to market yourself, right? This is the big deal. It's all about giving. If you give on the front end with free trainings, like the pre-made custom campaigns that MLSP already has, if you make some of your own trainings, do you have a back office for your opportunity or your company, or does your maybe you're a real estate agent and your website has a special feature that people can go and look up a specific house in a special county, or they can take a picture of a house and upload it, and it searches your database and it tells them where exactly that house is. Whatever that feature is that you have, What if you just shot a quick screen capture of that and shared that with other people? I know it sounds silly, but what if you just did something that simple? And people will say, well, why would I want to share that with people? I'm going to make this thing, and half the people that watch it are people that are already in my company. Well, that's okay. Then help the people in your company. Guess what? When those people in your company run out of leads and they need to generate more leads and they need help in marketing, maybe guess who they'll come to? Maybe they'll come to you. Why? Because you're the guy. You're the guy that's been helping them the whole way, right? But you thought, oh, well, they're already in my company. How can I help them? Well, maybe down the road you're going to have something else that you're going to be able to offer them. Maybe there's going to be some other service or product that you're going to be associated with that's going to help them at another time. It's all about going into this with this idea that I'm here to serve and share with other people what I'm learning. No matter how small it is what you've learned, it's important for you to share that with someone else, because someone else is where you are today. Where you are today, someone else is just going to get started. They're going to need to know that information. Where are they going to find it? You know that thing that's taken you like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours to figure out and find? And then when you did it, it didn't really take that long to fix it? What if you made a video about that? What if you wrote a blog post about that? What if you started a social media campaign all on that? What if you make a custom campaign here in My Lead System Pro to get people onto your email list, all based on that idea? Hey, come find out how a simple housewife from Ohio, how a carpenter from upstate New York, how an out-of-work college grad from Nevada, right? Fill in the blank there. You can put in your qualifications, find out how that person did X, Y, Z, generated more leads, became the top enroller, right? You can fill in the blank. In this instance, find out how a plumber from, let's say, a plumber from Cincinnati, right, learned how to send out 500 emails in all at once with the push of a button. Something simple. And then he gets to walk you through, hey, have you been wondering how to do X, Y, Z? Well, let me show you. This is how you do it. And I'm saying like X, Y, Z because I don't want to name any specific companies and, show any kind of preferential treatment to anything. I just went giving the example, right? Do you want to know how to use the XYZ system to send 500 emails? Let me show you how to do it. Let me show you how to set up the entire system. And then he has 3 videos that walk him through it. Guys, you could do that. You could make 3 videos. You could make 1 video. You could write a blog post about that challenge that you had, that you walked through. That's how you get value every day. You keep on learning. If you keep on learning, if you keep on going out and finding new things for you, then you're merely sharing them, then the sales part it doesn't even really come to your mind anymore. Why? Because you're simply just sharing what you're using, the things that are working for you. So hopefully I answered that question about non-paid strategies all the way to paid strategies, and then we kind of cycled through that, and I went off into another direction as well. Okay, perfect, glad. When's it a good idea to talk to your leads about your opportunity? What's your advice, front end or later on? It depends on what I'm talking to the lead about. My whole strategy is based on, first of all, for those of you that know me or that work with me, my whole strategy started with the no-cost or low-cost marketing. I didn't start off with a lot of money in my pocket to start a bunch of paid strategies, so I tried to find like the easiest, lowest cost ways to start marketing and branding, right? And this is what I found was the easiest. What I did was made content every single day. I started to become a student of the industry. I found a few people that were rocking it, and I just followed what they were doing, and I started showing up at wherever they would go, that's where I was at. And I was just learning exactly what they were teaching, and then I would start to apply it. So I would listen to what they say, and then I would go do it. And then I would get a result, and then I would go share that with people. I'd be like, hey, listen, this is what I just learned from this person, and this is the result I got. And that's it. That's exactly how it started. And I just kept doing that over and over and over again. And what happens is you start going to like a webinar on a Tuesday night at 7, and you know it's going to be like an hour, and you're like, okay, 60 minutes, and you get out a notepad, and then you've got 15 different sentences you've written down, 15 different points that you've written down. Okay, this is the key. Okay, do this. Okay, I can create this content. Oh, I give this often. I can do this. All those things are now 15 different things that you can go make content about. So that's like 2 weeks. Let's say you made one piece of content every day, and you get 15 things, let's just say minimum, from an hour-long webinar. Boom. You've got plenty, right? So when's it a good idea? Okay, so let me backtrack. I front end everything by saying I'm just getting to know people and get them onto my newsletter. I'm not specifically talking to a lead about my opportunity on the front end or the back end or the side, because it depends on in what context I got that lead. Like, how did I meet that person, and how can I serve them? Check this out. It's not about, this is guys, until I understood this, it was huge. It's not about your opportunity, okay? I know that some people have some amazing, absolutely life transformational products and services out there. I'm not trying to discount anything. But ultimately, it's not about your opportunity, meaning this. If you're out building a list of people that you're communicating on a regular basis, that you're building a relationship with, it's not about your opportunity. It's about how can you serve them the best. Check this out. Let's just pretend, and I'm just making this up, let's pretend that your company sells ice cube trays. Okay? Let's just pretend that's your opportunity. You sell ice cube trays. Well, let's say that the prospect, the lead, okay, that we're going to be talking about in this case, doesn't like cold beverages at all. Okay? Doesn't like cold beverages. Lives in the way like tip of Alaska. It's always freezing there. They don't really drink things on ice. They mostly just like hot teas. Let's just say it's not it's not about your opportunity. It's not about you have ice trays to sell this person. That's not of service. You're not being of service to sell that person an ice tray. Right? If they don't drink iced beverages, you're not helping them. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't help them in another way. What if they're looking for an ice tray for someone else in their family that lives down in the south where it gets really super hot, right? So it's not specifically about your opportunity, meaning it's how can you present things to people where it's going to be of value to them. Because that's ultimately what matters, right? You could sell someone something one time and make a hit. That's great for you right now. But what ultimately, think about it this way. Ultimately, how does that serve your business? How does that serve you? How does that serve your customer? Because just selling them something so you could make a sale isn't really serving them. If you don't serve your customers well, they're not going to come back and shop with you again. That's a fact. So hopefully that answers that question. Let's go over and check the chat here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So, guys, this whole idea as we wrap up here and having a service-minded marketing mission and how being of service can really catapult your business, it's very simple. Is take what you're learning and simply turn around and give that to your colleagues. what if you were the person that was the next person to step up and teach at your work seminar? What if you were the next person to put together the presentation that someone else was going to present? Maybe you don't want to be in the limelight. Maybe you're not that person standing on the stage today. Maybe you're the person that's putting together the PowerPoint. Maybe you're putting together the graphics. Maybe you're putting together the sound effects. Maybe you're grabbing costumes. Whatever your piece in the wheel is, it's an important piece. Are you going to share what it is that you're learning each and every day on a regular basis? I can tell you 100% that it works. It absolutely works 100%. How do I know? Because I've experienced it. It's happening in my life right now. It's absolutely occurring, and you can start to implement this principle depending on if you actually want to have success. Do you want to get results? If you want to get results, then what's stopping you from taking the action? What's stopping you from taking the action that's required to get to the results that you desire? When you can look at that and you can step through that and take the actions, then you're ready. Then you're ready to get some real results, and you'll start to see that success happening in your business. And you can see it happening all around. You can see it happening with guys like Ron Gelock and Steve Krivda, right? Vitaly just the other day did a rank advancement. You can see all kinds of people, the members of the month, the people that are getting rank advancements, the people that are going out and taking action. They're getting result. And every single person has the ability to share. See, it doesn't cost any money for you to share. There's so many ways to go out and learn for free right now, free strategies. There's a free strategy. A free strategy is go out and learn something and share it with other people. By sharing that information with other people, you're going to draw more people to you. By drawing more people to you, you're going to have an opportunity to share more information. By sharing more people will be drawn. And it keeps on going and going and going. And in that mix, guys, in that mix, in that wonderful soup of sharing what you're learning, and then learning more, and then sharing it, and then adding this in and that, and stirring it up, and smelling, and tasting, and experiencing it. During that time, you're going to start to see times where you can say, yes, can you smell that soup? Does that smell delicious? Is that wonderful? Absolutely. You can buy a cup or a bowl right here, right now. And that's what happens when you start to give. In the beginning, it's challenging because it feels like you're doing a lot of work and motion and not getting a lot of result and not getting paid back like you believe. The results, however, of doing that over and over and over and consistently is you get a huge rewards, massive rewards. People are attracted to you. People come to you and say, hey, I would like to be a part of your team. Hey, how can I work with people like you? Hey, what do I need to do to be a part of this that you're doing? I see you and all these people over here doing this. I want to be a part of that. And that's what you can start to create. The question is, are you willing to serve? Are you willing to go out and be of service to others first? And if you can say yes, then go do it and start sharing everything that you're learning. Everything as you go can be another moment of service, another teaching moment. It's absolutely incredible. You'll never run out of content as long as you keep on learning. And I don't mean go on to class after class after class, like be a perpetual student. I mean learn, digest, right? And then go out and do it, and then show other people. Right, guys? Learn, do, teach, invest, learn, teach. There's so many different ways to like say that three-step process. What it comes down to really is, are you going to do it? Are you going to do those things? Are you actually going to go and learn something, implement it, and then go teach other people. That's it. So that's it, guys. It takes us to the top of the hour. It's so very simple that probably most tonight here won't even try. They'll say, "Oh, that Bert, he's goofy. He dressed up like an elf tonight. There must be something else. He must be doing more. There must be more to it." And I can tell you that there isn't. It's that simple. It's a simple strategy of sharing exactly what you're learning with those that will listen. And the more that you share about it, the more passionately that you share about it with those that are interested in what it is that you're doing, the more result you'll get. Thank you guys for allowing me to come to you on the eve of Christmas Eve. Thanks for letting me share with you guys the gift of giving and how powerful it can be in your business. And I know we didn't get into the spreadsheets, and I didn't bring up like all the quantifiable data that shows that, when you give, this is what you get back. And I didn't go into, giving is, the best thing, and giving is better than receiving, and you get 10 back, and none of those things. I didn't hype it up. I didn't get crazy. I just showed how simply sharing what you're learning can transform your business into an absolutely incredible machine. It can turn you into someone that gets massive exposure and gets massive results, and then in turn can help others to do the same. And if that's what you want to do, to help other people, then you have that opportunity. Don't rob the other people that are waiting for you right now by not taking advantage of that, by not sharing what it is that you're learning each and every day, each and every week, each and every time you go to a webinar or a class, each time you meditate or have a journey of some kind in your life, and you don't share that, you're depriving that audience of that experience, of that knowledge that you've received. So, thank you for joining us tonight. I hope everyone goes out and has super happy holidays. As always, tag each other in the group, say thank you, and we will see you all, hopefully, on our next wake-up call in the morning with My Lead System Pro, and back next Tuesday for the next Tuesday night hangout. Thank you all so very much, and have a happy holiday.